Welcome, folks, to 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge. I'm working on it. It's just one of us right now. I don't know where the other two are at.
I'm coming. Like
he's coming.
Two legs
He's
over
coming.
there.
I'm coming. Yeah, two.
So
four
we got
legs.
four legs.
We got 4 legs.
We're 4 legs now. We're short a leg.
Yeah, we're short a leg.
Mav is at the hospital with his, what's up, Patrick Morty?
Hey, Morty fast.
Friend of ours, Joe, his brother had a little DIY accident the other day. He fell off a ladder.
Broke his hip.
Oh, yeah. So Mav is up there visiting his brother. So you just got the two of us tonight.
And
So
rightly so, he should be.
it might be just a short one. Tonight we're going to smoke on the boys at the back here, the two owners, Scott and Ed, are trying to bring in Macalla cigars. So I'm going to be smoking a Macalla Grande Bold Sumatra. I love Sumatra.
And I got a Macalla A, which is named after the ambassadors, which, of course, we all are.
I got the low. I got a low number. I got like a 325.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't come in sequence. Like, you were 325, we were 326. They just picked a number and
I know
Pick
they had
a
a
coin
coin
and gave it
and
to
they
us.
just threw coins out.
Yeah,
they didn't give number 2 out after 1 and 3. I don't know. But there's a friend of ours that used to comes on occasion on a show, William White, up in Massachusetts. He's a big Macalla ambassador.
I'm going to be honest. I like their cigars. It's just hard to find a shop that has them
down here, yeah.
because they're such a small company. Hey, bros, welcome. Happy to see you.
Bruce will be leaving us shortly for the in about an hour for the Great Cigar and Pipe show.
Whatever, the Great Lakes Cigar Show.
Yeah.
And we highly encourage folks to go in because we love those guys and they kind of love us a little bit from time to time.
We will be on their show on December 20th. It's their last show for the season, for the holiday season. So they're gonna
And it'll be ours too.
They're gonna come on for our last half of the show, and then we're gonna go on for their first half, and then they'll do their thing. Jura, I think is pronounced, will be there and everything.
Looking forward to it.
I like the initial taste off of this.
Yeah, I really like this one. So if they bring him in, it's a good move. So let's talk about football.
Before we get into football.
Before we get into football.
This is football related. So Mr. Brady made a statement in an article yesterday, the 18th, that's today. I almost look at like a football season, like you're going away on deployment in the military. And it's like, man, here I go again. Dude, you can't even compare the NFL with freaking deployment.
You know what that's? You know what I hear when you read that? He's bored. He's done with the game.
He's got. Hey, Marty, what's happening? Because all right, you're going to football season. You're still living at home. You still got your family there. You still got. You go deployment. You're deploying to the desert, to wherever, Africa, wherever, without your family for 6 months to a year. That's freaking hard.
No, I get it. The NFL season is 4-5 months. So for 5 months, he's working his behind off, and he's training. He's at practice, from sun up to sundown.
Hence
I get that.
Hence he gets paid for that.
But he still gets to go home and sleep in his bed.
Absolutely.
And bang his good-looking wife.
Yeah.
I mean, if they get things back together, but
I don't know.
There is that problem too.
I think Pete Davidson's been jumping in the middle of that.
I think Pete Davis has probably already got it. He seems to be the guy that. Yeah, well, of course you're saying.
Well, and you went on those easy Army deployments versus them tough Air Force deployments.
I don't think I'd ever say that. Jacob,
what's happening?
The bearded chef.
Football, interesting weekend in professional and in college football for sure. Number 1 or number 2 at the time. No, they were 3.
So let's go pro first.
Okay.
So the football gods reigned true once again. Only one of my favorite teams.
Well, they were
win.
They were playing each other.
They played each other. The Saints will win. The Bengals will lose. The Bengals will win. The Saints will lose. That's just the way football is for Mort.
Hence the reason we don't bet on the Saints.
That is why we don't bet on that. All right. So
What's this one?
Giants won.
Giants won. They
Don't click on that.
the week before they beat Green Bay in England, and then I was like, oh, this is gonna be a tough one against the Ravens. It's gonna be a tough one to get. But we
Turned
got
out-
them at home. We beat them. The Jets beat Green Bay in Green Bay,
Yeah.
which was like. So now people are talking. Maybe the NFC East is a tough football season because you got Dallas that just played Philly, which you thought Dallas. I picked Dallas to win because the defense is just outstanding. But Philly did what they needed to do to win.
But do you think there's more parity now in the NFL
absolutely.
than there ever has been? Because
Absolutely.
you're looking at very few go undefeated anymore, and when that happens, it is kind of a rarity, and you go, oh, good for them.
Mike brought up Rockdale,
Syracuse, yes.
6-0. One of your teams, it's either Tennessee or Alabama or somebody's got. I know we got to play them.
Well,
Florida
that's
State.
in conference.
But there's somebody else has got them too. I think. Big school. But
Out of conference.
go back to the
Pros. We're still
Pros.
talking pros.
What's his name had a 62-yard field goal for Kansas City, I think, and that was way out there. That was a game, Kansas City and Buffalo.
Yes, Buffalo's kick was amazing, and it won the game.
Which I lose my quarterback. I lose Allen this weekend in fantasy football because he's on the bye.
So, Michael, yes, I am going to be rooting for the Orange Men. That's the Syracuse team to put the whammy on Dabo.
We tried this weekend. We almost did it. It was 34-28. They had an okay first half.
Who?
Florida State had an okay first half. They played better in the first half than they did the second half.
Ooh.
But they played better defense in the second half.
You actually scored more in the second half than you
Right,
did
but
first half.
they didn't. To me, they didn't look as good as they did the first half. They weren't scoring the first
I
half.
don't know, man. I was afraid that you were just going to end up getting handed to you like that team up north did to Penn
But
State.
they played well, and I think Clemson squeaked by again. I think Clemson is overrated.
Well,
But
to almost get beat, that doesn't really define you as an elite team.
No.
If you almost get beat, an elite team is one like Alabama of old that comes in and curb stomps you from the beginning to the end.
But you can look at it the other way too, where an elite team wins regardless of what happens. They face adversity. They did what they needed to do to win. Because to me, really, a win is a win.
At the end of the game, a win is a win. However, the pollsters look at the quality of win.
That's the pollsters. I would have said Saturday. Before Saturday, I would have said Tennessee was overrated. Before the Saturday game.
Before Saturday, okay, I got you.
After beating Alabama, is Tennessee not overrated and Alabama overrated?
Or are both overrated? So I'm gonna tell you, and as I've said it already. To me, that game was the best game so far
Oh, absolutely.
of the season.
That was a great football game. It was a great football game.
It was. If you didn't watch it, you missed a game. That's all I gotta say. You missed a game. We had a bye week and we didn't drop like I thought we would.
I told you they shouldn't
They shouldn't. I
drop
got
a
that.
team because they didn't buy. Shouldn't.
Understood.
But again, especially when it comes to the college poll, when the actual board meets and starts ranking people, they look at that.
Yes.
And it's just like, well, it's a bye week. Why are you dropping them?
So riddle me this.
Everybody's got a bye week.
You don't have a dog in the hunt because you're an ACC. Your team is in the ACC. Paul Feinbaum. You know who he is. SEC homer extraordinaire. Has gone out and said Ohio State is the team to beat.
They are.
And then he turns around and he picks Alabama to win the national championship.
Well, he also said Alabama's still in the hunt and still has a chance. And they do, because once the pollsters once the board meets together, as long as Alabama wins out until that point, they still got a shot at being in the top four.
So he still reigned true as being an SEC homer by
Oh,
by
absolutely.
his statement. If he says in one in one interview, Ohio State is the team to beat and the team I would pick, and then turns around later on and says Alabama's the one that'll win the national championship.
For the most part, there is parity in college football. For the most part,
In the Big Five.
you got a few top 3-4 teams that are elite. That it's going to be hard to catch them. But for the most part, a lot, especially because of NIL.
Yeah.
People not happy. Well, I'm in Alabama. I'm not playing quarterback. I'm going somewhere else. I'm at.
Well, then go to North
I'm at
Dakota
Ohio
State.
State. I'm going into that guy right there. I'm going to Ohio State. I'm going to go into the portal. I'm transferring to LSU.
Yeah.
He won a national championship.
And I'm happy for
He
him.
wouldn't have gotten that shot if he stayed at Ohio State.
And I'm happy for him. And you know what? There isn't a Buckeye fan that is not happy for him. We talked about this when he was at LSU. There were still Buckeye fans that were like, "Go Joe, win that national championship."
This is really good.
Because if you stop and think about it, Burrow is an Ohio State alum.
Yeah, he graduated.
He graduated from Ohio State.
He just had another year eligibility.
He had another year eligibility. Decided to take his talent on the road, and he actually was successful.
Well, he had to be enrolled too. I mean, he had to play. He actually had to go.
But how many players actually move to another team and are successful? Very few. It happens. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but very few are successful at achieving what they
I
want.
agree. And it's going to be an interesting rest of the season.
Didn't Oklahoma's quarterback, didn't he come from Alabama?
It'll be sooner rather than later.
He might have.
Morty Faxel.
Hey, Yogi, the Oklahoma's quarterback, did he transfer over from Alabama?
Yes.
Yeah, well,
I thought so. He has been very successful at Oklahoma.
Well,
I mean, yeah, Jalen Hurts. There you go. Thanks, Michael Bryant. Transferred. Everybody had a lot of hope for
is that where
him.
Hurts went to Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Is that where he ended up?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. But it's going to be an interesting season.
It's only halfway done.
There's some more teams in the mix this year than usual.
It's only halfway done.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're talking about we're in middle of October, third week October.
The end of November is traditionally the end of the season. That's when you have your rivalry games, and then a couple of weeks after that is when they start doing.
That is correct. That is right. That's why he's Morty. That's why he's Morty Facts.
That's why it's Morty Facts.
But when did he change his name to Patrick Morty?
Oh, I don't know. Morty Facts.
Yeah. Okay. I hear you coming back, man. Your parents buy their house. They build the shed on the property.
Parents build a house. He's going to have to help Cummins move.
Oh well, we'll get Bob. We'll get Mav to do that.
Oh, we're going to get 2 men in a truck, or 5 men in a truck, or whatever that's called.
So we got a team in Tennessee.
He might be your guy.
The Titans building a new stadium. They got approval for a new stadium. 1.7 million square feet.
How many $1 billion?
I think they said 1.7.
I know how far.
Okay. That sounds about right.
That's a lot of money.
And you know what?
That's more than Dallas paid.
The citizens are on the hook for it, probably.
The citizens are on the hook. They got $800,000 they said they get from private donations. The rest will be raised from fundraisers and or taxes.
Yep.
We're always on the hook for it.
Yep.
Unless you put it in the county.
And that team itself will say, if you don't pony up, we're gone.
Rocky top my ass.
And who is it that there was a team that actually does need to go? What? There's an NFL team that actually does need to move out. They're kind of
later, but
maybe I'm thinking college, but their fan base is just abysmal overall, and it just they need to go.
That'd be Green Bay.
Nah, Green Bay is
They're small, man. It's a small stadium.
but they're owned by the people. They're not.
I don't think you'll ever see them build a bigger stadium. I think they're happy with filling just what they got.
Because they
what
fill
is-
it to
what do
capacity.
What do they seat? Like 35,000?
It's a small stadium. I know that.
Hey, sir, how much is Green Bay Stadium for the Packers seat?
So
32,000 people.
it is. Morty Fax is right. It is Jacksonville. It is Jacksonville that I was thinking of.
Yeah,
Their fan base is not 100% behind them.
well, you got Tampa Bay and you got Miami in the same state.
And then you got Atlanta, 4 hours up to the
Yeah.
north.
Where would they go?
I don't know. There's other cities that would love to see how.
They can come to Biloxi.
Probably back to Oakland.
Oh,
Thank you.
I don't know. I'm just throwing that. Michael,
All right.
just to let you know, we already had that discussion, and both of us agree that was the game of the season so far. So far.
without a doubt.
Um,
I never thought he could jump so high.
Oh, I know.
Were you here? When
Yeah,
he
I
did it?
was here. I was
that's
here
right.
for the whole game. I was amazed.
Oh, speaking of the game, back to college football. Ohio State's got a game this weekend, do they not?
They do with Iowa.
Yeah, at 11 o'clock.
Yes, I know.
Where are you going to be at 11?
At a cigar thing.
Yeah, and him too.
Yes, and we'll have it casted
'Cause he was
somewhere.
talking about watching on one TV and the other TV, and then two switching at halftime so one can have the sound the second half, one have the sound first. And then I said, Mike, the day after, I said, neither one was going to be here. They got the event on Saturday.
We're gonna have it on a tablet or
absolutely.
something there for sure.
John the owner has already flirted with the idea of moving to England.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
that's right.
From Jacksonville?
There is a team that has been flirting with the idea of
Well-
NFL going to England.
Well, Goodell wants to start a European division. And we talked about that too. So you bring a team over there, or you have a team over there. You would have to have them play either the first half or the second half of their season over there, and then everybody goes and visits them once a week. And then they'd have to come to the States for 7-8 weeks and do their thing.
Or else do the first couple weeks there,
Yeah,
and then
that's
the
a lot
middle back here in the States, and then
That's crazy. Yeah,
it is to have that
that'd be pretty cool.
travel.
That'd be cool.
And remember, we also talked about the Thursday night games, but
Oh my
but
god,
then the discussion was, but that's like 3:00 in the morning here.
dude! There's no when you bring up Thursday night games, like the Thursday night and Monday night games for the last 3-4 weeks have been terrible.
Oh, they've been horrible. Yeah, nobody. I can assure you, this Thursday, people are going to look at the lineup and go, "Yeah, I'm not watching that."
Who's this Thursday?
I don't know. It's probably a horrible game too. So
It is. Let's see. We got
we'll
NFL.
fact check this and see who.
We got the Saints and the Cardinals Thursday night.
It'll get watched. Saints fans and Cardinal fans, they'll watch it.
I'm trying to get back to my list of shit here. Okay. And,
But as far as going overseas, do
No,
you
it'd be
think that, do you think that Jacksonville? Do you think the owner would get approval to move his team overseas, or would it be an expansion?
I
I want to be your partner, and we're going to.
what would make sense to me, but I'm not a
I'm going to be your friend.
You're not in the NFL hierarchy.
whatever. I would look at you want a team that's going to be right away. They want to go right away. So they're going to say, all right, we're going to go an NFL division. It's going to be 3-4 years before we can get whatever. You build a team, you take Jacksonville, you move right to England. They play at Wembley Stadium. They fill that place is huge.
Yes.
You fill that. They would fill that every flipping game.
You'd have the military guys that travel from
All over
mainland
England,
Europe,
all over England,
Germany,
all over Europe.
yes.
And in the American, there's a game this week. Oh, let's see if we can go to a game.
Yeah.
There's
No football playing, so let's watch American football.
Well, we got another game, and I'm not sure if it's this weekend or the weekend after in England, and then like a week or two later, Tampa Bay plays somebody in Germany.
Once again, looking at the European thing, where in Germany are they playing? In Berlin or in Frankfurt?
That it didn't say. It didn't say. I'm looking.
Because they have some huge football stadiums in Germany,
Yeah, they do.
just as big as Wembley Stadium. Because football is big.
Jacksonville also has the most games played in England so far.
Well,
That's a stat I never would have looked. I thought it looked
that kind of, like you said, you've got an established team that is looking at at making the move.
They can move easier. I mean, it'd be easy to move.
It,
You know,
it may be the answer. If they're not getting the fan base support that they need in Jacksonville, then it only makes sense to go somewhere where
you
you're
don't,
going
you
to
don't
make
need
that
to build
money.
stadiums because you're going to put them in cities that already have, like you said, the big soccer stadiums.
Yep.
It's Munich. Yeah, they play in Munich. I'm not sure when. It's a couple weeks down the road, but
Munich's got a good sized stadium too. Again, I just go back to knowing how football is important over there. But they also had the European Football League at one time where they did play over
right
there,
back.
and they did have some pretty good fan support.
Welcome, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
What do you think of that? This McAuliffe Sumatra is fantastic.
What would you rate it against? I think I know the answer to that.
Ooh.
Stack it against one of your favorite Sumatras.
Sumatras, it's very, very, very. They're
Level, same to same, or
yeah. To me, they're close.
so let's put it in realistic terms. If that one was cheaper than the other one, would you smoke just that one?
No, it's both.
You like it both? Well, we know the owner too, so
But would I pay more for this than the other one? I'm saying this is probably $10, $12 cigar. Yeah, but the other one doesn't run that much, so. But I would not smoke this because it's a $10.
but there is brand loyalty to somebody that you know as
Absolutely.
well too. And that is one thing
If
that
these two were sitting on the table, I would probably take the other one first.
really, if both of them were free, you'd take the other one,
I'd take them both.
or both of them on the table.
Take 'em.
You pick up one,
If those two were on the table and I had to buy one of those two, I'm going to buy the one I always smoke.
not buy. It's on the table for you to pick up.
I'd probably take this one because they're hard to find. I don't get them.
That's a good point, valid point.
But if they were both readily available, either one, I'd be happy with either one.
Okay.
I mean, they definitely a thumbs up. That's for sure. And I'm not even halfway done.
So this A is the ambassador only cigar, and I'm really impressed with it.
Like it?
I don't think, and again, because we haven't seen this brand in, what has it been, 5 years? Maybe 6? When was that picture taken? That was the last.
We've been here.
That picture that you showed earlier.
Year, 3-4 years of the other one. 5-6 years.
When was that picture taken with Al?
5-6 years.
So that's the last time we really saw this
Yeah.
cigar, because it's just that it's not that readily available.
I've
at
had
brick
one.
and mortars.
I had one or two through the smoking.
Their monthly
pack and
packs?
yeah,
Okay.
but so get this, and I think this guy's kind of boring to watch, but Charles Barkley, signed another contract with TNT
Okay, for basketball.
for 10 years, anywhere between $100 and $200 million.
He does bring something to the announcement. He does bring something to the table.
November 13th.
Yes.
Munich.
Good. And I got to agree with him on that. The European League of American Football, or whatever they called it, did seem to be a little bit minor league.
Well, that's why I'm saying you take a team that's already established here in the States and you move. You go to the 3200. Hey, who wants to move to England?
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody like Jacksonville would probably jump on that.
Yeah, because I can't imagine a well-established team like Dallas, New Orleans,
No.
Chicago, Green Bay,
Too big of a fan base here.
New York, the Jets, New England. I couldn't see any of that. Carolina's even more established than the Jets. So you could go through the whole list of NFL teams and you could think, because we said the same thing when Oakland moved to Las Vegas. Wow.
Yeah, I never
You know,
thought
they
that
must
would
have really lost their fan base if that was the case. But Las Vegas did offer a lot for them to make that move
Well, look
too.
at the stadium they put up.
The stadium rivals
It's
Jerryland.
one of the best out there.
Yeah,
I don't know if they charge $100 to park like Dallas.
I don't either. But
That's a lot of money just to park a vehicle.
yeah, that is kind of crazy.
What else?
But I mean, I could see Jacksonville being the team that would make that move. At one point in time, I could even see Miami because their fan base had dropped off a little bit.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I don't see them going anywhere now. Though.
Not now, no. Well, I mean, with Tua being out for a minute, could be a different story. But
I'm trying to read. Why did I screen printed something?
they're building things back up though in Miami. It's good for them. Besides that, I'm going to need a team to cheer for if I move to Key West.
There's a suburb of Chicago, middle school football.
Okay,
This kid's 13 years old.
all right.
Middle school football.
Middle school football.
The team is all 13-year-olds.
Okay,
Built like 13-year-olds.
okay.
Typical 13-year-old.
Except for him.
No, he's a regular 13-year-old kid.
Oh, okay, okay,
The problem is he's super smart.
okay.
So he's like in the 11th grade.
Oh, wow.
So they moved him up to the 11th grade. So guess what that league did to them? Not only can he play, because the league says no high schools can play on these teams.
Understood.
So he cannot play. Therefore, they said the whole team can't play because he's on the team.
Oh, because they violated their
as long as he stays on that team cannot play football.
because their rules say a high school kid can't play on.
Exactly, but he's 13 and he's built like a. He's not 6'4".
He's built like a 13-year-old.
Yes,
And a 13-year-old's not going to play high school football.
right. He can't. So now the kid can't play football.
Right. Right.
That's not right.
I agree with you.
You know, that's where they got to say, all right, we got to change the rules. You know,
Some common sense prevails.
yeah, you can't. That's something that's no zero tolerance. No, you can't go zero tolerance on something like that.
Comment, because I see I see the reasoning for that. They don't want a team stacking a middle school league with high school players. Yeah, and, 180-pound kids, with a little bit more maturity and more build. I can see that.
This kid was reading and schooling at the age of 2. I mean, he's super smart, so he's getting penalized now and not be able to play football.
Yeah, but he's not going to play NFL. He's going to graduate high school, go to college when he's 15 years old, graduate college when he's 19, get his PhD by 20, and he's done. And he's out. He's the Doogie Howser or that kind of stuff. He's like that. Yeah, but they'll let the guy dress up as a girl and swim as a girl, and be number 1 in the nation too,
right? This says Ohio State, the football power index, new national championship game prediction. Ohio State and Georgia.
Would be a good game.
And Ohio State is now the lone favorite to win it, following Alabama's loss to Tennessee.
So when I talked about, and I talked with Morty Facts about it as well, when I talked about doing a parlay bet, Ohio State winning the Big Ten, quarterback winning the Heisman, and Ohio State winning the national championship. Nobody would take that bet. I could not find a casino here that would take that parlay.
Do you go into the propers or whatever they call them and the prop bets and see like quarterback? And
I went to the counter and asked them if that was possible to do that type of a parlay, and they said because it's too different. It's too different. They said if you took Ohio State to win the Big Ten and Ohio State to win the national championship, that's okay. But to throw in the Heisman pick was like a totally different realm.
They couldn't figure out the odds on
the odds would have it's all over. They just couldn't do that. So nobody would take that bet. And right now it would have been a very safe bet and to look at.
Oh. Bear with us. Listen, all the voting was over for the Viewers' Choice Awards for Best Podcast, which we were up for. They won't know. They won't tell anybody until November.
Next month, yes.
Next month. So in less than a month, we'll find out.
And I don't know anybody in XXV that I could reach back to and find out.
The November 16th, after a 30-minute special awards, you might know the day before.
But we were on the list. We made the list from the first cut. So that in and of itself tells us that we've got some people that actually went and voted for us to be the best podcast in our local area. Which, thanks, folks, for actually taking the time
Absolutely.
to click that button. And I know Bones and I were probably doing it every day too, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, you can vote for yourself. They got. You can vote once a day. They say so. Why not vote once a day?
They say that the fishing show podcast is
that guy's,
probably
that guy's still on.
the one that was on with us against us. Even Mike Bryant said, yeah, they've got a big following.
Yeah.
So if they pushed it,
those people going.
if they pushed it, I'm sure that they had the fan support that would make a difference.
Oh, it's that time.
It is sponsor time, so we'll alternate.
Go for it.
First sponsor besides Coast Cigar and Lounge at 3418 Bienville Boulevard, Ocean Springs. Give them a call here at 228-215-0845. Home station.
Yeah. Hopefully soon you'll be able to get McAuliffe cigars.
This is our home station, so that's our first shout out. Second shout out, Dr. Oscar Rodriguez, the man himself that made the Phantom Paint at GTO Cigars. Area code 334-538-2948. Remember, those who know smoke GTO.
And they are available.
They are available here at Coast Cigar and Lounge.
And VSRCigarFam.com, courtesy of Kurt Vahante and Jennifer Winfield.
And that is the
Soviet Road
exclusive
Cigars.
home of
Yes, it is.
the Phantom Paint.
$27.99 plus tax for a 3-pack delivered to your house. And last but not least, we
We got Kevin and Jessica at Cigar Prop. Cigar Prop. Folks, look, this dude has won awards for just the things that he makes because they're incredible. The Cigar Prop itself is being imitated by others
Oh, absolutely.
because of what he did. So,
But he's slowly getting out of the prop stuff, the major prop stuff, and be more of
Trash Panda.
a social media cigar.
Oh, he's definitely an influencer.
Oh,
He is a social media influencer, no doubt. Check him out on YouTube. What's the other one? Rumble.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think he's on Rumble. He might be on Twitch too. I'm not sure.
But there's the one that Trump was going to move to instead of Facebook.
Oh,
Rumble. So
Trump maybe Bumble, but I don't know.
well, he moved over to that and is running things almost exclusively out of that as far as his live updates.
He still does YouTube a little bit.
Yeah.
He does a lot of Instagram. And he posted something today which made me think, well, influencing. Maybe I'll go buy one, see if they can sit down. But Smoke Inn has like a Christmas advent
Oh, I
calendar.
saw that. It's not cheap.
No? How much is it?
I don't
Probably
remember.
200.
It's not cheap.
25 cigars?
It's a good thing though. It's pretty cool. You're gonna try different cigars.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But he brought up a good point. He's like who's going to do them in order and not jump straight to number 25 to see what the grand prize is. I do it in order.
Yeah, you spent time overseas, so Advent is really big in Germany,
Oh, absolutely.
and the Advent calendars are huge everywhere. When right before Advent season, they everywhere has the calendars that they come out, and they're little things. You open it up and you got a chocolate in there, or you got a mint or something. Having the cigar
Now you're
that's pretty
talking
cool.
25 cigars,
Now you're talking 25 cigars.
and very probably good cigars.
Yeah, not just decent, but good cigars.
Knowing Abe, he wouldn't put a cheap cigar in.
I don't think so. No, not at all.
Who's
Okay, there we go. Bruce has got the answer.
Calendar and coin, 265.
A good Christmas present for somebody if you wanted to go ahead of time and get something for
265 by 25 is one. It's average like $10.
about $10 a stick.
cigar. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's really not bad at all.
And
Think
I'll
about
bet I bet if you looked at MSRP on those cigars, some of them are probably hover at 10, but probably 15, 17. You're not going to get a $30 cigar. Maybe on the
Plus,
last
you got
one.
something open every day,
Absolutely.
and you don't have to be.
a different stick every day.
Wow, the 2021 calendar was $195.
Yeah. Oh, they got both of them still available. Then he's saying.
Oh,
Oh, wow. So for $400, you can have 2 cigars a day on your advent calendar.
I don't know. I got to conserve my money. I got to figure out how much we spent over there. Which is good. The wife is back. I picked her up at the airport last night at 7:30. She's back and she's home relaxed. Probably sleeping by a little
Oh,
bit.
I'm sure she's a little jet lagged.
Oh,
Or a lot of jet lag.
she was tired. I got up at like 6:15, let the dogs out, went back to sleep, got up about 7:45, let the dogs out again, closed the door, and she got up. She came out of the room around 9:00. Yeah. Stayed in the jams all day.
Was she beat when she got to the
Oh,
airport?
yeah, you can see it. You can see it.
So
She just wanted a cigarette.
I'm just going to tell you one thing. We really messed up when she got here. I thought about it yesterday. Last night's when you picked her up, right?
Yeah.
I thought about it yesterday. The dinner group should have met her at the airport with a banner that says, "Congratulations on your parole."
You know, I thought about doing the same thing, something like that, and I don't know if she actually did or not, but there was a mom and dad there that picked up a daughter to say, "Hey, congratulations, third time's a charm in rehab."
Oh,
So I don't know if she actually went to rehab
Oh.
or not, but she kind of laughed when she came up, so I think it might have been a joke,
yeah.
you know. But yeah, I thought about doing that. She would have been, she would have left her.
I saw a video of a bunch of guys that were meeting their buddy when he came back from deployment, and they had a banner that said, basically, congratulations on your parole, but sorry you can't be around livestock again for the next 10 years.
Oh.
So
who is the number one running back in the NFL?
I don't have any idea.
That'd be Saquon Barkley,
From what team?
the Giants.
Yeah. I figured it had to be a Giants.
He's 600. He's got 400 more yards in the first 6 games. No, 300 more yards in the first 6 games than he had in all last season. Because he had a bad season. I mean, he was on and off, and they were terrible. They got a better line. They're just doing well. And I hope not as good as the Yankees. Yankees made the next step. Now they got to go to Houston. I think they play Thursday. They could go 7. Hopefully it goes 4 and we beat them. Because then you got to win. It feels we can play another 14 games. If we go 7 for 7.
Yeah.
That's a lot of baseball, man. Dude,
That-
it's freaking cold, man.
Up in New York,
It's
is.
cold
Yeah.
down here now. It's getting cold down here.
I mean, it's 52 degrees, and
It's sweatshirt weather here.
they're playing baseball at 52 degrees.
And rain. Rain.
Well, Houston does have a retractable field. I think their field does close.
That's. I don't know where they. Yeah, they might.
It's old Enron Stadium.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah,
they might.
they renamed it.
Yankee
Obviously.
Stadium, they don't.
No, Yankee Stadium's outdoors, so
Yeah.
they're going to get the
It's
full
gonna get-
effect of that cold. You were talking about you need to save money. I may
Yeah.
need to start saving money.
Yeah. You always do when you buy a house.
Buying a new joint and seeing how that works out. We'll
That's
see.
your new life, man. You're retiring. You guys both retiring just about the same time. But they show you that's what happened to Caitlin's mailbox. Somebody wiped out my daughter's mailbox. the
It's
other
one
day.
of your neighbors. It was one of her neighbors.
Well, they were nice enough, though. Well, they were track marks. You didn't see the pieces of the car that were there. They put in the garbage.
Oh,
Big fat. Yeah, and they were track marks. All yeah.
yeah.
But they were nice enough to take the big metal mailbox and put it by the garbage pail because it was mailing.
Oh,
So, but they left all this shit right there. I was like, look at that.
well, at least they left it in one place.
I couldn't find the hole, and that's the part. So I think when they put it in, though, they didn't cement it in.
Oh no,
So that they just put it in, and it just when it broke, it just.
Morty Fax wiped mine out one time.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, he had to fix it. Minute Maid Stadium. That's right.
Tomorrow they are playing tomorrow.
Minute Maid Stadium
Oh.
now. It's not Enron. Enron's gone.
Yeah, they left when they screwed everybody out of their
Oh, yeah.
retirement. Bastards. I got a lot of friends that lost money with that, man. Let's see. What
Well, they had a lot of Enron employees, well, and even former ones that lost
that.
everything.
friend of our show that's on the show tonight, Jacob.
Oh, the bearded chef. Yes.
Homemade
Crab ragoons. Oh,
Yeah, I didn't see you making those and bringing them in here, Jacob.
No, of course he wouldn't.
Guess who got married?
It's not Jacob because he's already married.
Robert Kraft.
Oh yeah, he's in love with her, or she's in love with him.
40 years old. He's 40 years
Oh
older
yeah.
than her.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she loves him.
Has nothing to do with the money.
No, not at all. Not. Why would it? He's a dashing young man that could keep up with a 40-year-old.
Yeah, I don't think we brought this up last show. We might have, but the rapper Coolio again. Did we bring
Yes,
that
he
up
did.
last show? We might,
Well,
I don't remember.
Was I here last show? I wasn't here last show. Well, yeah, I was. I was here last show. No, we didn't talk about Coolio. But yes, he and we talked about Lansbury
Oh, yeah.
passing away, of course.
So we go back to college football. James Madison ranked in the top 25.
It's amazing.
Okay. Now, due to NCAA rules, every program that moves up to Football Bowl subdivision is required to undergo a 2-year transition period, during which time programs are ineligible to participate in postseason play.
So they can't play in a bowl.
If they feasibly get up there to the number 4, they can't play in the national championship.
True, and they can't be in a bowl game, a championship bowl game, but they can play in the GoDaddy Bowl or something like that, right?
It says ineligible to participate in postseason play. So they can't. To me, that says you can't play in the bowl game.
And then that means GoDaddy Bowl's off the table. There.
That's crazy.
It is because that's money.
If you say they're good enough to move up, they should be able to play.
Yeah.
Maybe a 1-year suspension. Maybe.
It's not even a suspension. It's more like we want to see how you're gonna be.
Yeah, it's not like they're going to move them back down. I would think. Yeah, I'm running out. Oh wait, hold on.
So you've heard about Jackson State. Deion Sanders made 60 Minutes.
He did. He said something. I can't remember what he said.
So he said that him moving to another college, one of the Big Five, is not off the table.
Oh yeah, I did read that.
That he would entertain that.
So it's not all about the kids.
No, it's really not. But now, did you also know that he has lost full use of one leg,
Well, no, he had a toe amputated. He lost full use of that leg.
and he can't do what he used to with his leg.
Well, yeah,
He can't stand up for the whole game because his leg can't handle.
yeah, he's on that. He's on one of those little
Like he's got
wheelie things.
he had chunks of flesh taken out as well.
So he got infected when he got the toe amputated.
Well, there was something that happened which required that and his foot toe amputation as well. So
That sucks.
it was all about all that. So he's no longer prime time. He's Coach Prime now. But his interview was really good. I'm gonna give him props for that. He has brought a lot of attention to Jackson State.
Oh, absolutely.
And to be brutally honest, he's brought a lot of attention to the city of Jackson and the water issue as a result of that, as well as the traditional black colleges, or what do they call it? The historical black colleges.
HSCB or HCSB or
Well,
something like that.
you guys know what we're talking about. He has brought a lot of attention to those colleges,
Absolutely.
and it's really good to see. Yes, he's got great players that are highly motivated playing for him, and he almost pulled a player out of from Alabama recruiting. So he's actually getting athletes to look at these colleges to go to.
Well, he took a top 5-star recruit from us. That would have helped. It wouldn't have hurt us. But
So-
NIL's put parity in the college football.
So big kudos to Coach Prime and the Jackson State. I don't know what they are, but so whatever that team is,
Morty,
They're-
Jackson State.
they're
What's their mascot?
they're doing well, and their fan base is back. So life is good.
I'm not a great.
What else we got? Oh, guess who's opening their doors again in October? Or they might be open already. Toys R Us is coming back.
Really? And the brick and mortar or online only?
October in-store specials celebrating Grammy.
So
opening.
they are doing. Are they teaming up with another store?
It didn't say. It just says Toys R Us are reopening this month. which was a great place to go. And get this. Jared put this out from the Great Smoke Show.
Okay.
He puts out there. The Major League Baseball and the Cincinnati Reds have sticking it to Pete Rose since 1998. The Cincinnati Reds have announced a multi-year partnership with BetMGM that includes a retail sports book at the stadium.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
How ironic is that?
Well, it really isn't. The Reds aren't sticking it to him.
No, but
The commissioner is.
But a lot of fans,
Major League
a lot of
Baseball
fans
is.
are going to think.
I find it very ironic. Yes.
Yes, it's crazy. I don't care if he bet on baseball. As far as I know, he never bet on his team to
It's
lose.
never been proven.
They bet on his team to lose.
Never been proven.
If he bet on them to win, I don't care because he bet on them to win. He's going to do what he's got to do to win. Now you bet on your team to lose, and I got a problem with that.
Because you got a conflict of interest on your return of
Right.
investment.
But
there.
when I read that they were putting a sports book in the stadium, I was like, that's crazy. So here, we talk about money in sports, right? Yearly salary for the Denver Nuggets mascot, the guy that plays the mascot. Nobody knows who he is. $625,000 a year.
Good luck.
That's the mascot. Yearly salary for the highest paid WNBA player, $231,000. So a mascot is worth more than the NBA best. Because why? I think the NBA uses the WNBA as a rival.
Yeah.
They can't be making any money.
Fan base is different for the two. If you look at the WNBA stadiums when they're playing, you're going to see a lot of empty seats.
Sorry, folks. Bruce just posted that the 2022 Advent calendar smoked in out of stock.
And Jackson State is Tigers. Morty Fax.
Oh, I missed that. I didn't see that. The Jackson State Tigers. Okay. I didn't know that.
JS Jackson State University, I think maybe is.
Well,
JSU.
apparently, to a good friend of ours, when I say MSU, I'm talking MSU, and he says, "Well, what are you getting on them for? They were 3-4. They can't beat any teams." I said, "I'm talking about Clay's team, Mississippi State University."
Oh well, that could be.
But he says they don't go by MSU. What do they go by? Just
Mississippi State.
So, but it's still MSU, isn't it?
Well, I guess if you abbreviate it, but that could also be Michigan State University.
Yeah,
or Missouri State University, or I mean, it could
but
be.
now, when you say OSU, the only one I really think of is Ohio State.
Yeah, but if you're from
It could
Oklahoma,
could be Oregon State. It could be,
if you're from Oklahoma, they say we are OSU. Well, we are the OSU.
So since the
Trademark, by the way.
Yeah,
Sorry.
since the last show we had, Matt Ruley was fired from the Carolina Panthers.
He was, yeah.
Okay. He's living the American dream.
He got paid.
Matt Ruley will make $834,000 a month for the next 48 months, sitting in his couch, courtesy of the Carolina Panthers.
And you know what I would do if I were him?
Not a damn thing.
Or I would find an NFL team or another team to just learn from, sit back and
Now
and volunteer at. He probably has an NDA.
I would say volunteer because I would think that somewhere in that contract,
If he gets picked
if
up,
he
he loses.
picks up,
Yep.
they either pick up that salary or
Yes.
he loses pay.
Yes.
So it's like and I'm not just throwing it out there, a woman that husband dies, she collects Social Security, and she moves in with somebody, and she never gets married again, so she can continue to collect the Social Security.
Which
Same principle.
is likely to happen in a lot of cases.
Absolutely. But
Or
him
you
right-
get a pension from a company that if you get remarried.
He's a youngin'. He's got to be maybe 45.
Yeah.
So I
I'll bet there is a clause in there
He
if he
wants
gets
to work
picked up.
again, though.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
I'd probably take the $834 a month for a few months.
I wonder if it's just professional or if he could go back to the NCAA and do college.
I would think he could go back to college, and then it wouldn't. I don't know. It all depends what's in the contract.
That's right.
You know, he came from college, didn't he? I think.
Probably.
I'm not sure. We have, starting October 27th, there will be 27 straight days of football, heaven on earth. Starting Thursday the 27th, every day we got either NCAA game, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, football, and then every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we have, every Tuesday through Thursday, we have football all the way through till,
Well, you got Monday Night Football as well.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's full.
I mean, NCAA is playing 5 days a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got to get them all in.
Got to get them in.
Why? It's all about the money.
It is about money.
So when the Giants, I found this when the Giants, he knew he might have problems with his passport. The opponent for the Giants.
Oh,
Look at that. He needs a haircut.
yeah.
But anyway, he got stuck in England. He was
He
2 or
did.
3 days late because he had problems with his passport. He couldn't get back with it.
I didn't read the story. What happened with his passport?
They didn't really. They just said due to passport issues. They didn't really say
Didn't say what.
what or anything. I don't know.
I couldn't find anything definitive.
Maybe it
on.
expired when he was going to be over there.
They wouldn't have let him travel.
But if it was
expired.
good going, why wouldn't it be good?
They wouldn't have let him travel if he was that close
Right.
to an expiration.
But if it was good for him to get there, why? What would
Yeah,
cause it
he
to
got in, so why couldn't he get out? Yes. Yeah, so I don't know. At least it wasn't a situation like old girl did in Russia. Like he took his fake pin in by mistake and let's do air quotes by mistake.
by mistake? Right. I don't know what's going on with her. With the basketball.
still there.
She's still there. So there's this company that came out with. I was going to do research on this. If you want to be, they're giving out $1,000 prize. You put in your information, whatever you want. If you want to be one of these people, you have to watch these what they say are the top 10 sports movies, and rate them. But you got to watch them by December
Consecutively.
5th
Yes.
for $1,000 prize. They say you got to watch 42 great baseball movies, A League of Their Own,
Good movie.
Bull Durham.
Madonna was actually pretty hot in that movie.
I've seen all these so far. Field of Dreams,
Yes. Fantastic movie.
Moneyball. I've seen, fantastic movie. The original Bad News Bears,
Oh, great.
great movie.
Great movie.
The Natural, great movie. The Rookie, which is a great movie. That was a kiddie
Yeah.
sports movie. And Trouble with the Curve, which is a great movie.
Wait a minute.
We got one left.
Sandlot.
That's number 9. That's on the list. The last one on the list. But they left off. It's like the Love of the Game
Oh,
with Kevin Costner.
yeah.
They left off.
The Replacements.
What was the name? The golf movie with Matt Damon and Will Smith. Or even the one. But yeah, those are all. I absolutely watch those for that.
You got to watch them and rate them in your choice of order, right?
Right, and then you get put in for $1,000.
So then they're going to eventually come out and say, our independent survey says that this is the best sports movie of all time.
There's a lot like Love, Pride of the Yankees is not on there, but if I was to take a top movie out of here, my favorite one out of all of these, probably The Sandlot. That's a great movie.
That was a good
It was
growing up movie.
absolutely. I showed you this. This is the other day I was going to work. 7 o'clock in the morning. She's driving with her top down
And it's
on,
raining.
on an 8 Series BMW.
And it's raining.
Yes,
Yes.
8 Series BMW.
Gotcha.
In the freaking rain.
In the rain.
If I was her husband, she came home with that car, I would have been
Absolutely.
livid.
Because you got water in my car.
Oh, dude.
So let's we got 6 minutes left before we go. Let's talk about politics a little bit. Are you following Georgia politics?
A little bit.
Herschel Walker.
He says some stupid things, but
Do you think he has a chance after saying those stupid things?
no, not now.
I think he's done.
That
Stick a
was,
fork in it and he's done.
that was as bad as Trump tweet.
And not showing up for a debate, and they actually pointed out the fact he didn't agree to come and do this one, but here's a podium that he would have been occupying. Big mistake for a candidate. But he had already said the stupid shit before that. It's hard for him to dig himself out of that hole.
Oh, absolutely.
He
Yeah.
has to now hide and hope for the best. And I think he's done. Stick a fork in him. I call it. Georgia's
coming
staying.
up in
And next month,
November 8th.
couple of weeks, yes.
It's
next month.
18th, so yeah, we got about 20 days.
Dr. Oz is floating neck to neck against his guy in Pennsylvania.
Dude, something's got to happen. Something has to happen.
There's a guy, Morty Fax can give it. Tim Ryan, I think is his name. They were running commercials when we were up in Ohio a couple of months ago, and as I pointed out to Mrs. Mort, his commercials had nothing about his political party affiliation, distancing himself from the Democratic Party.
Speaking of distancing from the Democratic Party, Tulsi
Tulsi
Gabbard.
Gabbard.
Oh my God.
She
Okay.
laid it out there.
So she said that she can't deal with the warmongering, putting out misinformation. She just can't do it anymore. She
Yes.
goes, this is not right.
Call it a cabal.
So yeah,
Cabal.
What's she gonna do?
She's
She's still governor. She's not
no,
a
she's
pol-
not. She's not a political. Well, she's
Oh,
she
she's
used
out
to
of
be
office now.
she used to be a congresswoman in Hawaii.
Oh, I thought she was a governor.
No, she was a congresswoman in Hawaii.
Gun tote.
U.S.
She was a gun tote too. right?
U.S. representative. Yes, she's a Army National Guardsman. I think she's a lieutenant colonel, maybe a colonel.
Yeah, she's in the guard. Yeah.
She's an officer, big officer. She's up there. So speculation in the conservative things that I read, DeSantis and Gabbard in 2 years running for president.
I would vote for that case. I think. I really would.
I
Even knowing who they might, not even knowing who the Democrats might put out there. I don't know.
I was a Tulsi fan when she was running for president under the Democrats. And here's the reason why. You know that I'm not beholden to a political party. That I vote who I think is the best person.
Absolutely, that's the way to do it.
So when I saw who she was standing up against, I said, that's the one I will vote for in that party.
That she is, and you know my wife, she compares herself to Tulsi. She is a moderate Democrat.
Yes.
She's a moderate conservative Democrat.
So that makes her a
Kind of-
blue dog, if you want to say.
Kind of sort of in the middle almost, but
No, they call them blue dog
but
Democrats.
picking a party. I just like her
Second
views.
Amendment.
I like what she says, and yes, I would vote for her. And then you just see something like that turning. I don't know what to do anymore. Right?
She says, I am not going to be beholden to a party that goes against everything that I stand for.
That the Constitution stands for.
And I've got to give her props for that.
Absolutely.
Okay, Bruce, take care. And look, she's pretty hot. She's fetching to the eye as opposed to.
Do we know what she does in the military?
I couldn't tell you. I'm sure that you could do that research, but
Because I would like to see her in a flight suit.
I don't think that she's a pilot. I just don't. I don't think she's a pilot. I don't know what her MOS is.
What does Gabby Tulsi do in the military?
So they're going to tell you she's in the Army National Guard.
She just says she's a reserve officer.
Oh, okay. Reserve. Okay.
Yes, and guard. Yes. Please don't scroll past. I'm not donating money to Wikipedia.
Yeah. No. Wikipedia gets enough.
She served as a representative
Yeah,
for
she
Hawaii
did.
Second Congressional District from 13 to 21.
Yep.
She was the first Hindu member of the Congress.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She was a candidate
She's
for
very
Democratic
fetching.
nomination before leaving the party and becoming an independent in October. She's going independent.
Well, yes, because she hasn't affiliated with the Republican Party or Libertarian Party. She says, "I'm just going to sit back and see where things lie."
She is of the Lola / American Samoa.
But as far as what she did in the military or does in the military, I don't know.
It doesn't.
But I know she has taken some flack for making political stands while she's in the military.
Unit, United States Army Civil Affairs and Psychological Operations Command, United States Army
Okay, so
Reserve.
she's psyops.
She's not dumb by any means.
No, by no means. No, she's very intelligent. She can stand on her own, and she's got her own opinion. So
I think it's time to call
I'm
it
good
a
with
day.
that. Yes,
Time to call it a day.
It is.
Hopefully next week we'll have all three.
McAuliffe.
McAuliffe,
For yours,
Sumatra, thumbs up. Absolutely, buy it again. Hope they get it in the shop.
for my McAuliffe A, and that's the name of it, A as in alpha, thumbs up. It's a big stick. It looks bold, but it's not heavy. It's not a heavy bowl. So
That's good. Caitlin paid $605 for her appraisal.
okay,
That's when we bought our house. When we had a reappraisal, it was $450. That was pre-COVID. It's a big jump, man, in 2 years.
it is.
To say, I think it's worth 120 because her appraisal actually saved her money.
Yeah.
But
Okay, folks.
thanks,
Look,
folks.
we'll see you next week.
And if you're ever in southern Mississippi, come to Ocean Springs and visit us at Cigar, 3418 Government Street.
Make sure you
Right across from the hospital.
make sure you say a prayer for Smoking Joe for
Absolutely.
a speedy recovery.
And his brother, because he's going to need some help.
We love you. Yep. Keep Mav in your prayers as well.